Hi, third grade. Welcome back. Today is Monday, April 20th. I am sorry that I did not have these recordings up on Friday. I basically didn't have internet all weekend that I could use my work computer to record these videos. So I'm doing 11.3 and 11.4 today. If you had a hard time with 11.3, then watch the video and go back and fix anything you need to in the lesson. Don't worry about getting it all finished today. You still have until next Monday, April, I think it's the 26th or the 27th. That April 27th is when everything else is due. Okay, so let's get started. We are on page 637 in your math book, and the lesson is called Find Unknown Side Lengths. So we have been learning all about perimeter. And perimeter means measuring and finding the outside of a shape. And in order to do that, we have to add up all of the different sides. But today's lesson is going to be what happens if there's one side where we don't have the number? How do we still find the perimeter? So that's when it says find the unknown. Unknown means we don't know that side of the shape, but we can still find the perimeter. So let's get started with unlocking the problem. So I'm reading right here where it says Chen. Chen has 27 feet of fencing to put around his garden. He has already used the lengths of the fencing shown. How much fencing does he have left for the last side? So we need to find the unknown side length. So let's look at this shape here. We have 4 feet, 7 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet, and then they're calling this side here N. N, we don't know what N is. That is what we need to figure out. But what do we know? We know that Chen has 27 feet. So we know that if he adds up 4 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus n, it needs to equal 27. So what we need to do here is add up the numbers that we do have. So I want you to circle all of the numbers that we do have, okay? We have 4, 7, 3, and 5. Add up those numbers, okay? So they've kind of started this for us. 5 plus 3, and then we need to have the 7 plus 4 plus n will equal 27, and we don't know what n is yet. So add up the numbers that we do have. 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 4. Okay, take a minute to add those numbers. 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 4. And if you got 19, then that is correct. So we are halfway there. We know that 19 is the sum of all of the sides that we do have. Now we're still missing this n, so we need to find the difference. And one way to do this is to do 27. Now 27 is the total perimeter. 27 minus 19, which is where all of the sides that add up to, all of the sides that we do know add up to 19. So if we do 27 minus 19, we're going to get a difference, and that will be what n equals. So if you need to, you can do 27 minus 19. Okay, and then we'll have to regroup. That becomes a 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. So we know that the missing side is 8. So Chen has 8 feet of fencing left. Okay. Let's move on to this one. Okay, so it says, try this. The perimeter of the figure is 24 meters. And meters is just another way, another tool we can use to measure the sides of something. So what we want to focus on is that our answer, when we add up all of the sides, the perimeter is 24. Find the unknown side length W. So let's look at our shape. We have this side is 2, this side is 6, this side is W. We don't know that what that side is yet. 1, 5, and 7. So thinking about what we already did before, we need to add up all of the sides that we do have. That is step 1. Add up all of the sides that we do have. So let's circle them. We have the side 2, 6, 1, 5, and 7. Let's add all of those first. 2, 6, 1, 5, and 7. And then plus W will have to equal 24. Okay, that's where we got this number from the problem. It's telling us that everything added together is 24. So we need to figure out what is side W. What does that equal? All right. So let's add 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 5 plus 7. Okay, that is step 1. Well, let's see. 2 plus 6 is 8. And 5 plus 1 is 6. And we know that 8 plus 6 plus 7 will be 21. Okay. And then we need to know, so maybe I'll just put that over here. We did, right, 2 and 6 and 1 and 5 and 7. When we add those together, we got 21. So that's where that answer is coming from. Plus W, our mystery number, will equal 24. So we need to think 24 minus 21. Well, what is 24 minus 21? 24 minus 21 is 3. So the unknown side of length of W is 3. So again, going back to what we were talking about, when you are finding the unknown side, you need to add up all of the numbers that you do have and then subtract that from what the total perimeter is. All right. Okay, turn your page. And we're going to talk about this rectangle here. So before we even start, what do we know about a rectangle? We know that opposite sides are the same length. So just looking at this rectangle here, if this side is 5 feet, this side is 5 feet. We don't know what this side is, but when we figure it out, we'll know it's going to be the same as that side. Okay, now let's read the problem. Lauren has a rectangular blanket. The perimeter is 28 feet. So that's going to be the total perimeter. The width of the blanket is 5 feet. What is the length of the blanket? So when we're talking about length, we're talking about how long is it? How long is this side? So we want to find this side. We want to find this side. Okay, that's what we're looking for. All right. So you can predict the length of the blanket or the perimeter. If the perimeter is 28 feet, then it would have to be correct. So we're just going to try and plug in some numbers to see if it works. Because we know that 5 plus 5 plus L needs to equal 28 because they're telling us that's what the perimeter is. So let's try first with 7 feet. Is 5 plus 7 plus 5 plus 7, is that going to equal 28? Remember, 28 needs to be the answer. Well, 7 plus 7 is 14, and 14 plus 10 is not 28, it's 24. So it cannot be 7. Let's try 8. 5 plus 8 plus 5 plus 8. Well, 8 plus 8 is 16, and 16 plus 10, that's 26. So it can't be 8. So it's going to have to be 9. 5 plus 9 plus 5 plus 9. Well, we know that 9 plus 9 is 18. And 5 plus 5 is 10. And if we do 10 plus 18, that is 28. So we know that the length will have to be 9 feet. So if we go down here, we know that the length of the blanket is 9 feet. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, find the unknown side lengths of a square. Well, what do we know about a square? If we're looking at this shape here, we know that all 4 sides are the same length. And that's why they're calling each side S, because S is going to be the same. The square has a perimeter of 20 inches. So that means if we did S plus S plus S plus S, it needs to equal 20. You can multiply to find the perimeter. We can think, well, at 4 times what number equals 20? Let's count by 4s. 4, 8, 16. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 4, 8, 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. Okay, wait. So, sorry. We need to think 4 times what is 20? So let's count by 4s until we get to 20. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So we would know that each side would have to equal 5. 5, 10, 15, and 20. So the length of each side of the square is 5 inches. Okay. Okay. Turn your page. And we're going to be on, now we're on page 639. And we're just going to be kind of practicing the same skill, finding the unknown side. Okay, let's look at this first one. The perimeter equals 25. That is our magic number. All of the sides that we add need to equal 25. Let's look at the sides that we do have. 9, 6, and 3. And then here's that number n. We don't know what n is yet. We need to add up all of the sides that we do have. 9 plus 6 plus 3 plus n will have to equal 25. So add up the sides that we do have. What is 9 plus 6 plus 3? If you said 18, You are correct. So 18 plus n needs to equal 25. We don't know what n is yet. We need to find the difference, so we need to subtract. 25 minus 18. Okay, take 30 seconds to figure that out. 25 minus 18. Okay, if you said 7, that's correct. 25 minus 18 is 7, so we know that n will equal 7. Okay, so if we add 9 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7, it will equal 25. Okay. Let's do 2 and 3 together. All right, number 2, we're looking at a rectangle. We have side 7, 7, and then J and J. And these are both labeled J because they're going to be the same length. So they get the same name. We know that the perimeter needs to be 34. So we know that it needs to be 7 plus 7 plus J plus J has to equal 34. Okay, add the numbers that we have. What is 7 plus 7? Well, we know that that is 14. So let's take 34 and minus 14. We know that 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, now we have the answer 20. But we need to think, how can we split the number 20 equally for the top and the bottom? So you need to think, how can we divide the number 20 equally into 2? So start thinking, 2 times what is 20? Let's count by 2s. Stop when we get to 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 10. So we know that this side is 10 and this side is also 10. Okay? Okay, number 3, it's a square. See how every side is labeled as R? That means this R will be the same number. What is the perimeter? 12. There are 4 sides, so you need to think 12 divided by 4 equals what? Or 4 times what equals 12? Okay, I'll give you 15 seconds. Okay, if you said 3, you are correct. We would know that this is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, and that matches that. Okay, I want you to do number 4 and 5 on your own, and we will correct. So I'm going to press pause on the video, and you take as much time as you need. And when you're ready, you press play again, okay? Okay, let's correct. Find the unknown side lengths. The perimeter is 32 centimeters. So we need to add up all of the numbers that we have and subtract it from 32. So you should have added 10 and 6 and 8 and 3. Okay, 10. So 10 plus 6 plus 8 plus 3. We know that, here's our 10. We know that 8 plus 3 is 11. And then we have our side of 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we know that all of those added up together is 27. Subtract it from 32. 32 minus 27 is 5. You should have gotten 5 for the unknown side length. Okay. Let's do number 5. We need to have the answer of 42. Each side is labeled G because each side is the same length. How many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides. So we're thinking 6 times what equals 42. 6 times what equals 42? If you said 7, you are correct. So each side will be 7. All right. Let's go on to the next page. And let's talk about your homework. So skip all the way to your homework. Okay. You can do number 1 and 2. And 3 and 4. You don't need to do number 5. You can do number 1. Don't worry about number 2. And you can do 3 and 4. You don't worry about number 5. Number 5 comes from chapter 10. We'll get back to that. Let's do number 6 together. This is going back to fractions. So it says, what fraction and whole number does the model represent? So both of these circles are the same size. What's happening is they're just broken up into different pieces. Let's do this first one. Well, what's the denominator? The denominator is how many equal parts in one whole. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are shaded in? Also 4. We know that 4/4 is going to be the same as this one here, which is 1 whole. Okay. All right, if you have any other questions, message me on Google Classroom or have your parents email me. Okay, I'm going to now film 11.4. And yeah, okay, bye 3rd grade. See ya.